Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney. Just about to start the stream. I had a drink of water because we're going to be talking a lot today, and I just had a coughing fit. So apologies for if I start coughing at any point, or there's massive gaps where I'm able to just slam on the mute button on my mic. But anyway, let's just get back into it. Speaking of coughing fits, 1 minute. Okay, and better. Last time out we we discovered a bit more about the case, and apparently everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Yeah, we learned more about the DL6 incident, and we managed to talk to the boat owner, who will be the witness today. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's see if I can hold off this car.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, come on. You can't be... Oh, it's all going wrong today. It's all going wrong.
Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Who is the judge here anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Oh, well, no opening statements. So. Not so fast, Judge. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now. Order, order. Mr. Von Karma, what's the meaning of your statement just now? Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner.
Witness, state your profession.
I am the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yep, I was.
Please testify.
Wait a second. We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection? Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
Yeah, right.
The witness will state his name.
Well, I'm not really sure.
What do you mean?
My memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. You can't recall it. You can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. You can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness?
Okay. Let's grease the gears a bit. Let's keep...
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. I was in the restaurant. I ran boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yep. When I looked out the window, I just saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore, and a man walks by my window.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There is nothing to question the witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict, now. Yes.
I will cross-examine. I guess. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma. 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness.
Oof, okay. Just after midnight, you say?
Yep, just around then.
You sure?
Pretty sure. Yep.
When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right?
Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yep.
You see, continue.
Is there anyone who can verify that?
Well, I guess Polly could.
That's not good enough for a court of law.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, Polly is a parrot.
A parrot?
Don't be so hard on the girl, Keefy boy.
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
And where did this bang seem to come from?
From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yep.
Good. Continue.
Was there someone in the boat?
It was, pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was 2 men out there. Yep.
But you couldn't see them clearly.
Yep, at the time that is.
At the time. So you heard 2 gunshots total.
Yep.
That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. By your window?
Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack.
And you could see the man's face.
Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
I have a bad feeling about this. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! Thank God he did not call him Daddy.
You're dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by, too.
Witness, are you sure you saw the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
It was him, that Edgeworth boy.
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt.
Von Karma.
He lured me into a cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick or this trial is gonna be over. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's court that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And then the photograph showing the man firing with his left hand?
Exactly.
This is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. Are you ignoring the truth of the matter here? Also, you are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge looks lost in thought. What should I do? Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof.
Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. You sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you.
3 minutes was perhaps too high of an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. The court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for a misinterpretation of the facts.
What? No.
The court finds the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately. We held pending trial at a higher court. Within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Well, guess we're screwed. Wait!
Who was that just now?
Me. Huh? What? Larry?
What are you doing here?
Yo, listen, man. You gotta listen to me. I was there in the park on the night of the murder. Wasn't sure about it until yesterday. But today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order!
What is the meaning of this?
The verdict has been decided. I call for an adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So, you say you heard a gunshot.
Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience, listening to the testimony, but I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I just can't sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
Order, order. Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over.
Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only if it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, there's another witness. It is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard.
What is this?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now.
What?
The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned.
Well, we got away with it. Somehow we got away with it through sheer luck and Larry's complete BS, but okay, we'll get there. Whew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake last night? Yeah. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon at the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. Well, when he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. Sounds a likely story. I mean, sounds... The last thing I'd do if I woke up in a daze was pick up a gun, unless I'm in immediate danger. I see. Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? One Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. It's the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15. Everything depends on Larry now. Well, we're relying on Larry, I guess. Good luck.
Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right. Leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Help me, Larry Butts. You're my only hope. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Go on, Larry. You gotta help us out here, buddy. That night, I was in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop dock. Rental shop dock. Right. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked over the lake, but I didn't notice the boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That is unusually vague testimony even for this court. Any matter, Mr. Wright? You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I've no idea what he's going to say if I press him. A little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Okay, and let's break him down.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
There's just, so many things wrong, I don't even know where to begin.
Ah.
Well, okay. First of all, what time was it? No, it was after 11 when I, went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had, gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear to speak. So I was waiting until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? Looking for something? Yeah.
Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for? What the witness is searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
You know it wouldn't surprise me one bit if that was the truth.
It's all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
Around what time was that? Let's see. I figure I was searching for about an hour? I guess it was around 12, yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know.
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked. Wasn't there a boat on the lake?
Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts?
Oh, whoa. Everyone just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether it was a boat or not. Oh, okay, no problem. Just the most important part of this case. So, you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Well, Nick? It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start by working on the contradictions. Sorry. Wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. Well, I think... if I could actually read and remember where this was. There we go. Okay, so I believe it has to be this because it says the gun was fired 3 times. No? Oh, we got the first. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly is the evidence in the statement and just now are related?
They aren't, are they?
Nope, not at all. Mr. Wright, please bring the facts before making accusations.
I don't think that won me any points with a judge. Okay. It's not gonna be... Oh, it's Lotta's, it'll be Lotta's testimony. I thought the gun would work because it said it was shot 3 times instead of 2 shots, but yeah, I can understand why it's only Lotta's testimony. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the exact same thing. They're both 2 gunshots. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, someone's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay?
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Huh?
Not sure? How could you be not sure? Yeah, well... I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude. On my headphones. What?
Order, order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to a radio on earphones?
Yeah, so what? Is that a crime? I listen to my radio. Everyone listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should we continue the testimony?
I will continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony.
Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to the All Request show on the radio, you see? I was listening to it real booming loud like. And I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying, too, when I heard it. It's time for a... Yeah, you're right, Phoenix. It is time for the meme.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? Every time someone says that, I just shoots me back to like really young, watching South Park and be like, I'm sorry, if ours was America. Just Randy getting beat the hell out of in baseball games. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem is here, or what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drumbeat from the radio. True enough, but it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me? DJ?
Oh, because it's, this game was made in the... He's an old guy. And this game was made in the early 2000s. Oh well. An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio. Anyway. What this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. Oh yeah, I completely blanked on that. Yeah, the Street Fighter character. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
Can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Charade? I always say charade, personally. Is it, Larry? So you turned on the radio. Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, You don't know what it's like out there. Alone on Christmas Eve. Alone. I shouldn't have said anything. To be honest, when it comes to like fighting games, like Street Fighter, Tekken, and all them, I'm not really. I don't know. I can see why people like them. I've never gotten into them personally. Do you, by any chance, remember the name of the program you were listening to?
This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. Witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night?
Yeah, when it comes to like fighting games, like I tried to get into Smash, but just never could. Real booming loud? Yeah,
And you had headphones on?
Yep.
I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all.
Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. Yeah, I can't prove it. I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back to me real clear, What did he say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said to us? Or said to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should.
Why?
Well... How do you know if we don't ask,
Fine. Very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just when he said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," I heard the gunshot. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this. Oh, great, it's a woman. She had this real, sexy voice. Maybe Von Karma was right, but I'm not sure how this helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. There's one gleaming ray of hope in there. Gotta press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Well, it's gonna definitely be on this line. Okay, and I think I know what it is. Just checking if there's any other relevant evidence. I think Lotta's, it's either going to be Lotta or it's going to be the photo, because both of them say after 12, and it's almost Christmas, meaning it would be before 12. Got it right. Larry, are you absolutely... God damn it, I went in there with the Larry, and then I screwed it up. Compose yourself. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with that face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare easy.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The GJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot.
Indeed, and?
Almost Christmas? Means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
But he should have heard the gunshot after Christmas, or after midnight, when it was Christmas. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time on the photo taken when the gun... Let's see what the time was on the photo taken when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera.
12:25, 00:15. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day.
This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
Order. What does this mean? 2 prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, your answer is simple.
The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim he heard a gunshot before midnight?
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence that there was a gunshot before midnight.
Well, probably that. Look at this photo. Look at this photograph. I'm getting all the references in. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50.
Oh yeah? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear.
Well, Mr. Wright, There's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Show the court evidence if you have any.
Well, I guess the only thing we've got is the pistol itself. Because says the pistol was fired 3 times. This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witness who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order, order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshot separated by 25 minutes? What's wrong, Nick? I have it. I don't, but apparently he does. Huh? Remember the case with the steel samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had a same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yeah? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, but I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch me and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
The testimony just now has cleared up the entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Mr. Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Foolish boy. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, was on that boat. Or were on the boat.
Grammar, not my strongest suit.
There was a gunshot fired on the boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on the boat. I admit, it's hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yeah? This assumes the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says not 15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could have been innocent.
Mr. Wright, you're quite mad. Explain who is sitting on this boat.
It has to be Edgeworth. If Hammond's dead, then it has to just be Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murder, God, I love that music. I mean, it's like, slaps and it's like, okay, on the front foot now. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what I'm to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright? Tell us the name of the murderer, then.
The murderer's name, right, it's... I have no idea, because we don't actually know what his name is. The boat rental guy. Actually, I don't know what the murderer's name.
You don't know? Bah, again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? Weren't any boats on the lake then?
Why would he have to go all the way out to the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real crime of the scene was not in a boat.
What? Well then, where did the murder take place? When did the murder take place?
Kind of in the... It'd have to be in the shop, right? In his little hut. Here, of course. The boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet the victim without anyone seeing.
You have proof the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it, and then returns to the boat. And just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor. Even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat?
Boat shop. Mr. Wright? What happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yeah, Your Honor. Nick, you sure about this? I'm not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when Larry heard the gunshot that was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat, and he became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out in the middle of the lake.
And who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth, of course.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details, come on.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hardwick did exactly that after hearing the first shot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and then he fires again. Then, The murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had just shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, and he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and then threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired the night on the Gourd Lake. And it's not completely out of my behind.
I'm having a hard time figuring out this BS. But I'll allow it. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I'd like to ask the defendant Miles Edgeworth a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand.
Just the sheer contempt on his face.
Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said.
Yes?
Well, why did you go to the lake that night?
What Wright has said is mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. It's not even. He's like okay. He's more the embodiment of just that groan. That like I am done with all of this and I want to go home. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He had said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Something important?
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir.
Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask you to remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either.
What?
What should I do?
Find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
Oh, damn, he's done a runner.
Mr. Von Carver, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is the boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well, court is adjourned.
And somehow, Edgeworth isn't declared guilty. Well, not yet, at least. Yay, Nick! You did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't always so down to the wire all the time. But then they wouldn't be interesting and make good games because, you know... well, good stories. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You try to smile a little. Relax. I'm sorry.
but I fear it's not over for me yet. What? What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, get it on my chest, but... I can't make up my mind. What is it about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime, but that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder.
Well, that is what we call one hell of a cliffhanger. Fortunately for us, we're continuing though. Let's do a nice save. Yeah, what I was trying to get out, but for all that text I couldn't get out, was like, when it comes to fighting games like Street Fighter or, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom, Tekken, trying to think of all the any others, Super Smash Brawl, like Super Smash Brothers, because I tried to get into Brawl, and then the one on the, and then the one after that. I can't get into them. I understand why people like them, and fair enough to them. I think like some of them are very well made games. I just don't get behind. I don't. It doesn't personally interest me personally. Like fighting games, I think they're good if you're playing with somebody else. It's one of those games. If you're playing on your own, I just don't get. I can't get into it. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? I can't even say I don't. I can't really. I don't really watch fighting. Watch fighting games. I don't mind watching fighting. I quite like watching when it comes to real fighting. I mean, but when it comes to fighting games, I don't really, can't say I really care. I'm trying not to watch as many people play games as much now as I used to, because I'm saving them for myself. I don't want to spoil myself for games that I want to play in the future, and probably probably stream them myself in the future as well. So I'm trying to curb down on that. As a memory of a crime I committed. A memory of murder. You really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently. But he'd never take someone's life. Never. Nick? Yo, how's everybody doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning? Me? Oh, yeah, I do remember feeling faint. It was certainly a performance. Just, you know, imagine Larry with, like, a cape and he's going full, like, Phantom of the Opera with, like, half a mask on when he's telling his story. That's how I picture it. Oh, yeah, I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth. Was it like love at first sight, right? Oh, Larry. Right, Nick? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Come on, Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. There's no one else like Larry. Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. You did. If you weren't in there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. Yeah. But seriously, Nick. But seriously, Nick. That boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. But Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty, edgy. I mean, you can't really know when he's telling the truth about that night? Can you really know when he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know. But what I do know is, I'm gonna believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me. But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah. Why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. But when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait. Was that when you two were classmates? Yeah, in grade school. They saved me, Miles, and Larry. And they saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know? And then, it's okay, it's okay. We'll retcon it in 2 games. Don't worry about it. What? Hey, Larry. What's he talking about? Huh? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I want to hear the story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the beginning of spring, 4th grade. I was on trial, a class trial. A class trial? You remember, Larry, spring 4th grade? Kid in my class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school is really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money with lunch from home. Huh, I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared, with $38 still inside. Oh yeah, now you mention it, I do remember that. I see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I'd skip PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah. The kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as a defendant. I didn't do it. Guilty, he did. Guilty. It was you, thief. Give me my money back. You're such a meanie. No one play with him. Just to me you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us the truth. I'm not gonna play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my eraser. Shouldn't have been allowed in the relay racer in the library committee. Give me back my 50 cents, don't you? Hey, did you rob that bank the other day?
Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right.
In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it.
Apologize to the class, Phoenix.
I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad, I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went over to where the boy was sitting. Oh, is that true? That's actually really interesting. Apparently the class trial is based on a real experience that the writer had. That is... One, how... If it's the writer who was Phoenix, imagine him being screwed like that if he actually didn't do it. Oh, I'd hate that. A class trial? What? I mean, most kids are already, you know, they're already going through enough stuff. And they don't want to go in front of the class. So that's as bad as it is. That's bad enough already. But then to get accused of something that you did. And even the teacher's in, like, the even teacher gets in on it. Ah, it'd be rough. Especially as, like, a young kid. That's when it happened. You shouldn't have to apologize. Oh, it's Edgeworth, isn't it? The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed, amateurs. Miles? Sorry, can you imagine dressing to... I mean, it's a critique. Well, they're in 4th grade. I don't know what that actually... How old that is in... Because I've obviously come from the UK, so where we have instead of grades, we have year blank. And we go up from there, but... so I couldn't say how old 4th grade is. But just look at the way he's dressed. He's dressed in a proper... He's ready to, you know... He's ready to go to a party or something, or a wedding. You know, the suit, shirt, bow tie, or even it's got like even his thing on. Has it got like a pocket square there? Or what is that? Or so even like the only thing he's missing is, well, we don't know, but he might have a waistcoat under there. He does now, so he might do. He might have done then. It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. And you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting that you did, but no one has any proof. That's why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? This is always how it is, everyone ganging up, picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I'll replace the money myself. This class trial is over. If that happened in real life and it had a bad ending though, but it had a bad ending, like where like did he end up leaving the school or something after that, or like just no one wanted to be his friend, or he actually like had to pay the money back? That'd be rough as a kid. I couldn't imagine doing that. Not at that age anyway. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were always friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, well, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Oh, we'll get to Larry later. I don't know if it... yeah, well... I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I, took it kind of personally, you see. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Oh, okay, and so it was like he dug up some of us, like another class's project with some money in. And then they forced him to apologize even though he had no idea. It was something like, oh, that's a bit... Okay. So it's like, it's roughly the same. Okay, and so it was a... sorry. It was like a time capsule with some money in, and and then he got called to another class. Because apparently it was a project of that class that he was called to, and they made him apologize, even though he didn't understand. Okay. That's rough. I mean, if he explained himself... Like, then I can see where it would look bad, but if it's a genuine misunderstanding, but like you say, if it's a genuine misunderstanding, they should have believed him. But you know, it is what it is. It does look bad though in that moment if that was you when you think about it. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to be a defense attorney just like my dad. A famous defense attorney. Then, a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. School. A bit like Cartman. The L6 incident. Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer policy had something to do with his father's death. That's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was some article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something about dark suspicions of a demon attorney. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him. I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't drop it though. Wanted to meet him to learn why he had to. Wanted to meet him to learn why he had to become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean? That's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew we'd have to meet whether he wanted to or not. In court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believed in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Whoa, Nick. So, is that why you helped me out for free? Yeah. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free, but, you know, we'll let that slide. Oh, Nick? Nick. Nick. You have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right. It may very well be. First is that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. Let's settle for who. I guess I can clean some evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. Okay, may as well abuse Larry for see what evidence we removed. Okay, I believe so. Lot's testimony's gone. Just checking. Woohoo! I was hot out there, hot. I'm glad someone's happy about how this case is going. He seems too happy to care about anything I show him. Hey, what is he saying to the pirate? We'll get to it. Don't worry about it. We'll get... Just want to see if he has any interesting dialogue about anything else. Here we go. Nah, he doesn't. He's not got any special thing about the pirate. That was a bit of a letdown, wasn't it? Oh well. We'll just have a examine. See if the thing is the exact same. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. I can see the bellboy just in the angle of the screwdriver in the drawer. I think that was the same. Mia's favorite plant. Its name's Charlie. Maya's gotten the knack of watering it lately. Charlie's been perking up these days. I think that's the exact same. So we will go to... Well, detention centers first. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 4th grade?
Lunch money? Oh, right. Yes, I do seem to remember something like that.
Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers.
Well, it's probably only really matters to me anyway.
Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That class trial was the reason Nick became an attorney.
Well, third game says otherwise, but we'll get to that when we get there. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. Haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, you. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Hey, Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person.
One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right?
Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you look at it. Yet he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that night 15 years ago, the three of us were trapped in the elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I'd lost all memory of the murder.
Lost your memory?
Even now, I can't recall what happened in the elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had not been of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to lack of evidence.
Okay, right. Just saying. Gun there. Guy gets shot. No one does it. They all can't remember. Would that person realistically be innocent if they couldn't prove that he'd shot him? I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing to actually have in a real court. Like, would a jury convict a bloke in an elevator when they couldn't prove he'd actually shot the person and there was another person inside the elevator, but that person was a child? Just throwing it out there, be interesting. I obviously don't want it to happen because then someone would have to die. Some person would have to die, but, you know, just an interesting thought experiment. You know, comparing this to real life. Well, actually, you don't go and compare this to real life. This is just a lot of this is dramatized for the sake of the story.
Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. That's why I changed my mind. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him.
So he's like my sister was to you, Nick?
He's a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he's obsessed with doing everything perfectly.
Perfectly, huh?
In all the cases he's taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent. Ever.
But that's...
I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job to find the suspect guilty, perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth?
what you're saying is true, then you're heading for a guilty sentence tomorrow.
He's right. There's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Let's show him some stuff. Sorry. I'm not sure how I can help you with that. What are you showing me this picture for? No reason. You know, I was impressed by your deduction in the trial today. Granted, you were at the end of your rope, but still.
Nick, he noticed.
Haha. It was that case that changed my life. And tomorrow, on December 28th, the statute of limitations runs out. Tomorrow? Could that be a coincidence? But even if the case was finally closed on paper, it will never be erased from my memory. Never.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
Let's show him a picture of his dad dying. Or his dad dead.
Nick, no. That's a photo of his father. Don't show him that.
You're right. Now is probably not a good time to dredge up those memories. What is it? Nothing. Nothing at all, buddy. Huh? So, Edgeworth, here's your dead father. Do you want to have a look at it? It's pretty cool, right?
Hey, pal, long time no see.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe.
Close one today, eh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half.
Sorry about that.
No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we know who really did it.
You mean the boat shop caretaker?
Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty as an officer to... It's my duty it's my duty to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal.
Detective Gumshoe sure is active today.
Oh, one other thing.
Eh.
No one can go into the woods today.
The woods?
Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, apparently. And apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while.
I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble.
Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Basically, I think that was just a thing of basically, you know, you don't have to go to as many areas. Just a bit of quality assurance there from the guys who made the game, basically being like, don't go here. There's no point. Huh? Steel eyesore is missing.
Eyesore?
Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too.
I guess Larry's been too busy with the trial to show up for work.
Also, Missile did sort of eat all his hot dogs in the last episode, but you know, who's keeping score?
That old caretaker got away.
Yep.
Never imagined he might be the real murderer.
Only one man has a clearing of the throat like that.
Ah, hello. What might you be doing here? Out for a walk, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see.
Mr. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow.
Yes, that is true. Yes. From what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right?
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not sure.
If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer some assistance.
Thanks. Bye.
What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway?
Who knows? Let's have an examine. See if it says anything different about the boats. Boat rental shop. Doesn't look like anyone's around.
The caretaker must have run for the hills, huh?
Yeah, looks like it.
He didn't seem like a bad person.
There were some boats floating on the dock. The murder took place in a boat from this dock. Apparently the police... Well, no, it didn't. Apparently the police took away the boat that was used that night. Indeed, there's space for one more boat on the dock. Ah, that's a bit cheap. I thought they'd have a bit of text being like, well, it's not murdered, and there wasn't murdered in the dock because we found out that he shot him in his home. Because we're big brain Phoenix.
Nobody's home.
Hello. What?
Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly.
Hello. Squawk.
I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself.
Hello. What?
Well, we did the fishing. We did like we looked at everything last time. Let's basically just examine the bird.
Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick.
You probably shouldn't kidnap her. The police probably know about her already. I'm sure they'll do something.
Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you.
Great, now the bird's going to hate me.
That reminds me, Nick.
We can have a look in this safe now, which is what I was thinking, just didn't mention it.
That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Polly, what's the number to the safe?
1228. What?
Let's open it, Nick. Come on.
I'm sure there isn't any money in there.
Oh. But hey, it keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in here.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, Nick, let's see what's in here.
Guess there might be a clue or two. The only thing in here is a letter.
A letter? Boring.
There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth?
Hey, Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here?
How should I know? I'm gonna read this whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now is your time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Calling Mr. Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out yet today in court. It's all here in perfect detail.
What do you think it means, Nick?
I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions.
But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean to get revenge on Miles Edgeworth?
Look, I don't know, O'Kane. But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Well, it'd be a shame if, I don't know, it went missing or something. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. We couldn't talk to Polly, so... Guess we'll have to go wherever the wind may take us. Well, the detention center... I guess we'll go to the criminal affairs department, but I'm taking that Gumshoe's not here. Looks like Detective Gumshoe hasn't got back yet. Gumshoe won't be coming back today.
Oh, really?
He said there was some guy he had to arrest by tomorrow. the boat shop caretaker. He shouted something about catching him if it's the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Well, there's always tends to be two little things here, so we can always look at them. This guy always seems to be doing something different. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Please, think about what you're doing, Jolinda. Don't take my Tommy away from me. No. Must be doing some image training for a nasty divorce argument. I want to do that in a million years. That must be the chief of the detectives there. He's glued to his computer screen. What? That's not possible. The world ended? Yesterday? Must be reading predictions for the future as someone's homepage. Well, I guess we'll go back to Edgeworth and present this piece of evidence. Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where the boat rental caretaker lives. I see. Revenge on me?
Who is that old guy anyway?
I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Right? Nice, right. I don't remember that old man, not at all.
So, he was following this letter then?
Which means there is someone else behind it. Now is your time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men, meaning myself and Robert Hammond?
It also says this is your last chance.
Last chance? When? Wait, maybe. Maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man.
What is it? Do you know who he is?
Yogi? Could it be Yogi?
Yogi?
The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one that was found innocent. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at a time. For a time. We had just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. Big shock. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled.
Help! Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet. You're not making this any easier.
I want to get out! Help! Get us out!
Don't shout. You'll just use more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in the hospital bed staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. He claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court and Yogi was found innocent.
Huh? But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you?
Right. Yeah. There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether to tell you or not. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. Reveal the truth. Pull back the curtain, Edgeworth. What's happening? For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time.
What kind of dream?
It's a dream about my father's killing. The dark.
Help, I can't breathe.
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
I want to get out. Help, get out, get us out.
Don't shout. You'll just use more oxygen.
I can't breathe. You're using up my air.
What?
Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you.
What? What are you?
Stop breathing my air.
No, father. That's a very British accent. He's attacking father. Then I see a pistol lying at my feet. I don't know if it was evidence for that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! And then bang.
Wah.
And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years.
But that's just a dream, right? Right?
That thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father.
What?
If you think about it, that way this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad.
What are we going to do, Nick? What can we do?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do. Like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe.
There is, Nick. There is someone who knows about DL6.
Basically, hint hint, go to the mustache man's place and talk to him. Mr. Grossberg.
Ah, yes, hello there. You look troubled.
No kidding, I can't believe you're not.
My. Just calm down and tell me what happened, hmm?
It's Mr. Edgeworth, he...
I see. Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father.
It's only a dream, only a dream. There's no place like home.
I wonder.
What?
If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, hmm?
Well...
Also, consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Edgeworth's dream was not a dream, it was real. As you imagined.
Yeah, I keep dropping it down, but I should keep it up here like...
Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. Pistol fired and the deed was done.
No. I don't believe it.
Yogi was suspected of murder and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked.
God damn it, I always hate words like this. Irrevocably wrecked.
Irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close.
And it's probably everything else we've seen before in a previous episode when we examined it. What do you know about Edgeworth's father?
He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have done one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey.
My sister?
Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Von Karma's techniques.
That's no surprise.
On karma's extreme, man. Forging testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods.
And?
He lost. He died in despair, as it were.
I see.
When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fay.
Okay, and well, Edgeworth's gonna have a. He's gonna have like a. He's gonna still have the British accent like Edgeworth, but he's going to have the. like a strong one. So,
I am Gregory Edgeworth.
no, because more like that. That's a lot more like Von Karma. So, I'm Gregory Edgeworth, and I've been killed.
The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent.
That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud.
That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. What she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? And Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son?
It's only a possibility, mind you.
I like how everyone just believes that spirit mediums are real, by the way. Like, in a court of law, they bring... I mean, it's just widely accepted that this spirit medium thing is real. So it's like, yeah, this girl can contact spirits from beyond the grave. Definitely not a ploy or a tactic, mind you.
It's only a possibility, mind you, but a possibility nonetheless. I'm quite sorry. I have nothing to say concerning that. In any case, it's good to have that. It's good that the one shooting isn't Miles.
You bet it's good. Can't believe that fiendish planning that went into all this. And we almost fell right into his trap. What a creep.
She was a beautiful woman. I'm truly sorry about what I did.
Huh?
Oh yeah, she doesn't know yet.
Sorry about what?
I think I'll stay out of this one. Because I know, but Maya doesn't.
This incident took place 15 years ago tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see the completion of not one but 2 trials. All thanks to that statute of limitations. However, I'm afraid the damage done by the DL6 incident has done... The damage that the DL6 incident has done will never be eased. Gregory Edgeworth. He was a gifted man. His death was truly a loss. I wonder what he would have become of Von Karma were he alive.
Probably what Mia was doing to, like, Red White.
Oh, so this is the letter? It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond.
But why kill Robert Hammond?
Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their sake but his own.
Huh? His own sake?
He'd never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability.
He got his clients found innocent, so why should it matter?
Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially, he was ruined.
Huh?
You'll understand soon enough. Wait,
What is it?
this letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this?
Well, I want to say Von Karma, because it makes most sense.
Could it be Manfred von Karma?
Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this?
Well, I'm not sure.
Von Karma. Von Karma. Wait, you're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting, I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court reports.
What? But that means the one who Mr. Yogi, the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was.
Correct. Manfred von Karma himself.
What does all this mean then? Why would Von Karma want to frame Edgeworth?
If it truly was Von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that what Miles Edgeworth has accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty.
Oh no.
But how could Von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare.
That I do not know. I know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son.
What do you mean?
It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court and Von Karma did win. But he didn't make it through the trial unscarred.
What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma?
Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. But Gregory accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood.
All the evidence?
It was only a penalty. It was the only penalty Von Karma had ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see.
A vacation?
Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he'd taken in the many years of prosecuting.
Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like go to the sea or the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe.
You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya.
In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot.
Odd. He wanted to keep a perfect record so badly. Why would he take such a long vacation?
What do we do, Nick? When Karma is going to bring up DL6 so you can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6?
I won't let him.
Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you see.
Well, actually, it's what we call manslaughter. So, well, actually, it depends. It depends on what court of law, because you can have murder where you didn't mean it, technically, and it was like gross. A lot of conditional things, and I'm not gonna get into it. I know that. I just need to believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone.
But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave.
I don't care. I know he's not guilty.
Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest.
Mr. Grossberg? Thank you.
I can't promise anything, in fact. I think the chances of finding something are slim.
I understand. Police materials, Well, that means we need to go to the police station, right?
One day left, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no time to waste. Let's get going.
What do you think we should do, Maya?
You should know best, Nick. What to do. You know just what to do. That should work.
Well, any good ideas?
Well, all this is tied to DL6 incident. We better find out as much as we can about that murder before tomorrow.
Something happened back then has a hold on Edgeworth and it won't let go. Well, we'll go to the criminal officers, but first, press smile on everything.
Stop showing me stuff and let's get cracking. We don't have today to get to the bottom of this.
Hey, you never know, just additional dialogue. Never mind, maybe not. Well, we're definitely in the right place then.
There's hardly anyone here.
Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. It's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering, could we use the records room again?
Well, now I can't have anyone wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karmer's in there now anyway. You can go in as long as he's there.
Von Karma?
Yeah, he just arrived actually. Von Karmer's in the records room?
Nick, let's hurry.
No. What's Manfred up to?
Dusty as always.
We were only here yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean.
What's wrong, Nick?
Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here.
Von Karma?
Well, we examined everything last time. So, I guess we should look at the obvious.
Huh? One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. That label says unsolved cases, evidence.
Unsolved cases.
Nick! The file for deal 6 is completely empty.
What?
What are you doing in here?
Eek! Von Karma.
You. How do you know my name?
Huh?
Have we met?
What are you saying? We see each other every day. We see each other every day, don't we? We're Miles Edgeworth's defense team.
Defense team? I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They're like bugs to me, needless things to be crushed.
I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor.
Mr. Edgeworth was your student, right?
A romanticist who could never shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father, always second-rate.
Mr. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you?
Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why?
Because he dealt a blow up to your otherwise perfect trial record? So you did. But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival.
That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. Tomorrow will be the last day of the trial. It has been a while since I've had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. And Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt.
His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean?
You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow.
You were right. So Von Karmer's gonna bring up deal 6 tomorrow. Well, we got everything we want out of him.
Fool. You think I, a prosecutor, would give you a defense attorney information? Huh.
Creep.
Hey, just cycling through the information, because obviously it's going to be that letter. If we show him that, we're sort of screwed.
Here we go. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. Yanni Yogi. How many years has it since I've heard them called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it.
So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter?
Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it here to me. You've saved me a lot of needless hassle.
What? Nick, what is this? What is that thing?
A stun gun for self-defense, usually. Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence.
600
No, don't worry. People don't die from it usually. Now give me the letter.
No.
No.
Oh, what are you?
Nick, run. Ah!
Maya.
Out of my way.
What?
Ugh, he got us.
The letter's gone, of course. They took the DL6 evidence, all of it. In fact, having no clues. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya, she okay? Maya. Yeah, it's when the voltage voltage doesn't kill you. It's the current that passes through you, because the current is the thing that the thing that tends to, what's the word I'm looking for? That it's the high current that tends to flow through your body, and then because it causes it, that's the bit that causes the damage. Because it's why electricians, when reaching for a wire that they don't know what is, um when they don't know if a wire is live or not, they will grab it with their right hand and they'll put their left hand in their pocket. So if they do touch a live wire, what will happen is the current will shoot down their arm and go straight down the right side of their body, and go straight to the floor, because the electricity tends to wants to find the closest path down, or like to wants to find the closest path down. And because your heart is on because your heart's on your left hand side, they tell you to do with your right hand and put your left hand in your pocket, so the current can go straight down your right hand side, so up your arm, and then down your leg. But yeah, it's the current that kills you. It's high current that kills you, not voltage. Maya, open your eyes. Maya. Maya?
Letter, did he take it?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You okay?
I couldn't stop him. I jumped in as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. No good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now, when we need her the most. Wish I hadn't woken up at all.
Maya. There has to be some way I can help her. Better do something about her self-confidence first. Huh? Maya, she's holding something. What is that? A bullet? DL6 incident, evidence 7, taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. Put DL6 bullet in pocket. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. It's only 2 hours. We can keep going. Yeah, it's like it's why also when it comes to electricity, why the current it tends to be why the current's so low on like just like say the plugs that go into into the household, or when you read on the back of like a also the plug sockets in your household. When you read on the back of the plug, it'll be like trying to think of one like one of the things I have for like a DS or something like that. I think it was like 1.3. I can't remember strictly, but it's not a very high number. Because otherwise, if you stuck it, say if it was a high current and you stuck it into the DS, the battery would explode. This is it. Anyway, let's get back into this. This is a Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Wow. What's the big idea?
Sorry, Nick. Only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, it's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick.
Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. Hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! Whoa. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back.
Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge.
Right, good idea.
Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Whoa, pal. What's gone into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Oh, sorry, how did it go, Detective? Have no fear, as promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I brought him in. Took all night, pal.
Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired.
Actually, after all that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good.
Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. That has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it.
Court is in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We've reached the final day of proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood.
Come on. Don't be awed into silence for every little thing he says.
Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement, please. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer.
Seriously, is that true, Phoenix? People that have... Oh, yeah. I thought it was like I thought you were going to tell me that people had, like, had problems with it. Yeah, I guess they would have a seizure due to flashing lights, like this chapter. Whenever I hear something like a seizure, I always think back to, like I've said, I've always been a big fan of Pokemon, so I think that it's an episode with Porygon called Electric Soldier Porygon, and I believe it got banned, or, sorry, no, the episode had a lot of flashing lights because I think of a Pikachu Thunderbolt that caused, like, flashing blue and red lights that made people, obviously, if they have seizures or have epilepsy, go into a fit, which resulted in Porygon and its evolutions being banned off TV. Which, to be fair, I think that's very harsh because one, it wasn't Porygon that did it; it was Pikachu, and you know, it's a mistake that the people only make once, and you shouldn't ban. Yeah, you can't ban Pikachu. I'm not saying you should ban Pikachu. I'm saying you shouldn't ban anything. I'm saying, you know, they should have held their hands up and said, "We're sorry. There is, you know, but it was a mistake. But just don't ban this Pokemon because that's stupid. You're banning a thing that wasn't even it wasn't even its fault. It was just an episode with it in. But like you say, they needed a scapegoat. It's a good episode though. There's a lot of like I remember watching it as a kid. I remember watching I'd like to go back through all the Pokemon series and watch some of the old episodes. I'm a bit of nostalgia. Don't get me wrong. I know it's campy. I know it's for children, but I don't know. I like it. It's nostalgia. It's my personal nostalgia.
However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the...
I'm mixing my Von Karma and Judge voices.
Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in a boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running, and as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony.
I was dropping my thing in my speakers a little bit. On my headphones, sorry.
I'm really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to go buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. Maybe one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is.
Very well. Let's see the cross-examination, shall we?
He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi and I'm gonna prove it. Yeah, I like a lot of... I remember just certain episodes like... I remember... Sorry, just lost my train of thought. I was trying to just focus on the game. The episode I remember probably the most vividly is Bye Bye Butterfree, because I remember... And this is me as a child, so you can make fun of me if you want. But I remember being like, first time I watched it, and I'd seen Butterfree, so I've seen Caterpie, first Pokemon that Ash had ever caught. It evolved into Butterfree, and Butterfree is so helpful of Pokemon, and I love it to this day. And I just remember, it's one of my earliest memories of, like, as a kid. Just remember watching the end of that episode where he releases Butterfree and crying because it was I was like, oh, it was one of my favorite Pokemon, and I was like, why Ash are you releasing it? And I couldn't understand it at the time. Anyway, we'll get off that embarrassing moment for me, but let's get into it. I'd call what you did running away, not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger.
Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony.
He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do, Von Kammer and Yogi. And why did you leave?
He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen while someone is talking?
I said quietly Edgeworth will be guilty in 3 minutes. Food?
Well, Polly is a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality brand pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack?
Well, I kinda got lost, you see.
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses.
You've lost much of your memory, is that correct?
It seems like it.
Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with the incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. Yeah, in reality, him not being able to, having a very selective memory would not hold up in court. In real court, anyway.
The witness who has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof.
You'd have to go through some sort of mental evaluation to prove he wasn't lying. I guess, to actually be a reliable witness, to be used as a reliable witness. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Go look at people who actually do attorney stuff on, like, online that know a hell of a lot more than me. Not reliable source. Take everything I say with a huge amount of salt. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's a very English term for for a thing that's meant to be American. That's impossible.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well. Please continue.
How can you say you have no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right?
Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible.
I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
You've been saying the same thing over and over now. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. This witness has said he has nothing to do with the case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. Who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name.
His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Well, it's a count bailiff, but no, it's a court bailiff.
Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident.
I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive.
You fool. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. We have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
Huh?
I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? No fingerprints. Well, how about his DNA? You know, I'm pretty sure we had DNA testing back then. It might not have been as good as what it was in this day, but was it, when did this game come out? About what? Early 2000s? We would have had DNA testing then.
Yeah, as you see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yeah.
What?
Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I suggest we will not be able to prove it. I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
No.
Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no?
No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it.
But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There is no one who can testify to who this witness is. No one.
Nick, what are we going to do?
I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you would like to cross-examine the parrot for a little comic relief,
Maybe. It's time for the meme, boys. Very funny. You're a sore loser, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine the parrot.
What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to.
Okay, in serious time. Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. Von Karma up? On his proposal?
Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Trying hardest not to make myself laugh there. Act serious, act serious.
Order, order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you ask? This is a farce. I object.
No. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have the right to do as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, you should go through with this. And nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through your little game?
Yes, I am prosecuting a parrot. On the stand. This is happening. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's, quite a bird.
Oh yeah, we're gonna... Wait, can I just say one thing? I know you're saying wait till the second game, till we cross-examine a radio. How big is that radio? Seriously, like, when you look at, like, when you think about the radio... We'll get into it eventually, like, I will play. I think is it Justice for All the second game and Trials and Tribulations is the third? I always get them mixed up. But we'll eventually get round to them sometime. I like this franchise too much to not play them. But there is this, like, there is a radio that is as big as the actual stand, you know, when we get to it.
Please tell us your name.
Like, that whole stand, that whole width of that stand, there is a radio that is bigger than that stand as height-wise, and its width is equal to the stand. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I have no idea how they got... I'd like to think of it as just like a massive machine. Like, you ever seen, like, the Turing machine that they used to crack codes and, oh, sorry, the Enigma machine? I think it's the... No, it's the Enigma code. I think it's the machine they used to actually crack the Enigma code in the World War II. Like, I always imagine it being as big as that thing. Just because it's so ridiculously big, and it's got all these, like, different word controls on it.
Name. The witness is ignoring me.
Must hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us.
Hello, hello. What?
Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. I'll say, certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Right.
What are you gonna do, Nick?
I don't know. What should we do, Maya? Press him. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her.
Right. What do I say?
Remember, 2 days ago.
Polly, have we forgotten something? What? Don't forget DL6. What?
If I can get Polly to say that here, that'll prove the caretaker had something to do with Deal 6.
Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello. What? That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hello. What? Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it.
This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. Okay? We'll get to what's your name. Maybe I should get her to say her name?
Polly, what's your name? Polly, what?
Mr. Wright? I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Have you anything else to ask the owner's identity?
Yes, it does.
Huh. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. And show us proof.
Nick, don't you think that you're taking this bluffing a little too far?
Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, I'm about to pull some stuff out of my behind because, let's face it, my back's up against the wall. Would you present Exhibit A? Proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker is. I believe. It's one thing I haven't looked at is this. Elevator district in the elevator was depleted at the time of the incident. No clues found on the scene. Gregory Edgeworth found trapped in the elevator returning from a lost trial with some miles. One bullet found in the heart. Weapons fired twice. Yanni Yogi, court bailiff, trapped with the Edgeworth, memory loss due to oxygen. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide.
A DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on then? Show us or stop wasting our time.
Well, let me just, 1, 2... Suspect data. Sorry, I just had to go through to make sure I wasn't going to screw it up.
Very well, Mr. Wright, please show us the page. When the file is the information connected to the parrot's name.
It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed. It does say that.
And what was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins. Polly.
Exactly, Your Honor. You remembered the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named the parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that is all. My granddaughter has a dog called Phoenix.
Wait. Granddaughter. Granddaughter. I was under the assumption that Francisca von Karma, was his daughter. She is extremely young, so I'm hoping. She's the only one that I know of that she's his kid. He's like 65. Okay, just checking. Just wanted to know what his age was. I'm not having a brain meltdown. Francisca von Karma is his daughter, right? Not his granddaughter. And this is just a reference to her now. Otherwise, he has a granddaughter, and Francisca, I thought she was an only child and doesn't have any kids because she's very young. Interesting. One moment. So I just had to cough there.
Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old.
Okay, so we're talking about a different person. Okay, so he must have another. He must have another child.
Indeed. Alone it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other evidence. We need some other collaborating evidence.
Where am I going to find that?
Nick, we're getting closer. One more. We can find one more piece of evidence.
Right, but what?
Very well, witness, you may continue.
Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, I guess we should try get some information. We should show the judge her owner's Mr. Yogi.
Well, let's get through this. And go for the safe number. Maybe I'll get her to say that number of the safe. Yeah, Polly is a very generic name to name a bird, but when has Ace Attorney ever not come up with very generic names? For instance, April, May, Red, White.
Huh? The safe? Why?
Let's just get her to say anything, okay?
Polly, what's the number on the safe in the shack?
1228. 1228.
My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker?
Yes, it does. I think it does anyway. Actually, it does. That's why I heard her say it. Had her say it.
Bah, ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is?
Well, I've just clicked. Von Karma, when does the statute of limitations run out, my buddy? My bestest pal. My bosom friend. I just need to check what thing it's on if they ask me first. Case summary. Okay, got it.
The DL6 case file? What is the obsession you have with this case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number?
Case summary. It's on the case summary page.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date of which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago.
And the number on that is safe is 1228. He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. Yes, he murdered Robert Hammond with a number. You know when you slam someone with a number, it's like boom, 16 billion, and people die. Um, that's how important that date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Well, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM number to 0001 because I am number one.
Well, you're about to be bankrupt in the end of this trial. And apparently, going off if we can get Edgeworth innocent, we can find Edgeworth innocent. Or maybe we can screw you over, I don't know. But you're at least going to lose all your money.
That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. That is the mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it does sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh summon. Well, hey, if we did that though, it'd be like every time that the prosecution lays a trap for us to walk into, it's like literally at the end of his opening statements, I play 2 set cards face down and end my turn. Go on, Phoenix, it's your turn to cross-examine.
I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally.
He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years.
Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order. Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond, and then and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death.
Yeah, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. And this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. And Kara had sent it. I thought it was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. When you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself. Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Mon Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent, in this case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant Miles Edgeworth not guilty.
Where's the confetti coming from? Is it like in the roof and they just like I like to think when when they're guilty or when they're not guilty. When they're not guilty, like the judge has two buttons where he presses a button, confetti comes down, and then like if he's guilty, they like the trapdoor opens up where the what's his name was. Because you never see them leave the courtroom, so well you get told the bailiff takes them out, but I like to imagine that like there's a trapdoor under the witness stand where you just go where like just drops in.
That is all. Court is adjourned. Did someone say objection?
Wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means no. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. I like that then. That was literally just in the large picture of him objecting when he sticks his finger out.
Well, what do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what?
Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell him he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad.
Uh-oh, what do I do? Objection, buddy. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry. We must hear this.
We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare that is it's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean in the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty of the DL6 incident, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me.
Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime of which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
Bah. It's obvious.
We hold a trial, right here, right now. We tried this man for a crime of 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I would consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned.
I'm hoping to save at some point before we go back into that courtroom. I'm sorry, Wright. I just wasted all of your effort.
Mr. Edgeworth, I don't believe it, pal. I mean, you kill your dad?
I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
This is crazy. Just crazy.
Nick, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case? For what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? You just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth. But I don't believe that you're a nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Give me a to be continued. I want to... God damn it, you better not go back in that courtroom. No. Not doing this now. No. I have done way over the time anyway. I'm saving this. No. I'm saving this. We're making like a save state. And I'll do it next time. I promise. I'm not waiting. It's late at night for me, and I'm going to bed. So, with that out of the way, I'll leave you on a cliffhanger. Think of it that way. Think of it as a more positive way, rather than me not finishing this case right now. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I think that's fair. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for watching. People on Twitch, always get back out to YouTube. If you miss a stream, should be a link down below where you can find them. People on YouTube, all of these are streamed live from Twitch. You want to watch live and interact like I have been doing today, you're more than welcome to. There should be a link in the description of every video that I do. I want to thank you guys both for watching one final time, and bye-bye.